Welcome to the Indie Author Roadmap, the podcast for new and aspiring indie authors.
We're your hosts, Rachel and Rob, here to help guide you on your writing journey.
Join us each episode as we share tips, insights and practical advice to help you take the next steps towards becoming a successful indie author.
Whether you're working on your first book, navigating self-publishing, or looking to connect with fellow indie authors, this is the place for you.
So grab your notebook, settle in, and let's hit the road to your publishing dreams.
Because right in the end is just the beginning. Good morning and welcome to Indie Author Roadmap, episode 31. And this is Indie Author Conference Part 2, The Hangover. I am the reluctant writer Rob Radcliffe, and we have
the amazing, awesome, fantastic, brilliant Rachel.
Rachel, yeah.
Yeah.
So, how you doing? You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright, you?
Yeah, not too bad. So, last week when it came out, the thingy came out, we were in London.
Yeah, it was good with hangovers.
Yeah. So, what were your take-homes from SBS London 2025?
Not wear high-heeled boots to walk through London.
Right. So I didn't hear any of that. So do it again. Don't shout.
Oh, I said to not wear high-heeled boots walking through London.
Yeah, I took mine off as well. It was just it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think you're going to do it, but with those 6 inches, it's no good.
Yeah.
So let's talk people through what happened. You know, you get down there. What time did you get down there?
I got down there on the Tuesday. It was like 3:00. So time to get to my Airbnb, get changed, and then head out to the pub.
To the Mad Hatter.
The pub, yeah.
Yeah, I think I got in at about half past 3. Same deal, really. Got there,
Yeah.
and then I was thinking, I'll walk down. It's only a mile, but it was the mile in the sun. It was a nice little walk by the side of the Thames and that. But then about halfway, I'm like, I should have just got an Uber or the tube because I'm just thirsty now.
Yeah. See, I walked as well because it was warm, and it was actually quicker than getting the tube because the tube wasn't due in for like 15 minutes, and it was like a mile. So it's like, no, I'm going to walk.
Yeah.
But then because I work from home, I live in trainers. So I thought, you know what, I'll shove my boots on and walk to London. And then so the next day when I woke up, my shins were aching.
Yeah. I thought you looked a bit taller than usual.
I did, yeah. You see, because I'm only short ass. I'm only 5'2", really. So
yeah. So because there's obviously a pub full of authors in the pre-drinks before the conference thing. So who did you meet? And
see, for me, I don't think I really met anyone new. I was talking to a lot of the people I was chatting to were people at Ireland. I think it was more you met people new than.
Yeah. I met a couple of people. I met now I can't remember his name. Fucking hell, I've known him for 10 years. Who?
You met Steve, didn't you? Steve Aitchison.
Yeah, never met him before. What a lovely guy. Yeah. Tony introduced me as soon as I came in. Yeah, it's lovely guys. Day 2, spent quite a lot of time with Tony and Steve, the two Steves.
Two Steves, yeah.
Yeah, and that was great. I mean, the first day, I saw Nathan Burrows. I've known him for years, and we used to chat a lot and stuff. And he came down. It was great to meet him in person. And then I had a few people wishing me Merry Christmas, which was lovely. But I don't think you and Tony put all of them up to it. I know you will have put some of them.
No, I didn't. Have you been on YouTube? On our YouTube?
On our YouTube?
Yeah.
Not recently, no.
Go and look at the comment on our last video.
Right, I will. Tell me what it is. What's it say?
No, you have to go and read it because then I have to see you read it.
Right, okay. I'll check when I finished it.
No, you have to do it while we're on here, but you have to go and check while we're on here because it's funny.
Right, okay. I met quite a few people were saying like Merry Christmas and stuff, and then I had a few saying love the show, and that was kind of a running theme as well. I didn't realize that many people listened, but
It's great, isn't it?
yeah, and, they say keep doing it, and it's the first. I mean, you get comments and stuff, and the odd email, but it's the first actual feedback, which was great.
I think that's one thing they don't warn you about is how full on it is, even if it's just a 1 day conference, because there's so many meetups and you're constantly talking
Yeah,
and it's all good, but it like really takes it out of you. Have you
yeah.
found it?
Merry Christmas, Rob. Ah, bless him.
I don't even know who it is that's written that. I thought it was funny when I
Merry
saw it.
Christmas, Rob. Let's see. Yeah, it's lovely. Yes, well, I did have a few people coming up to me and going, "Hey, you Rob from Indie Off the Road, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, I love the show and stuff." I had a few people saying "Merry Christmas," and I imagined it was either their version of an icebreaker. Why I don't know, just to piss me off straight away. Walk up to someone and just piss them off. But yeah, it was good. It was lovely to meet loads of people. And and yeah, and when James came into the pub, I was just walking to the bar and he went, "Hey, you're up, you're all right," and that's all I can remember of the conversation. I imagine he was probably bombarded with people, so I'll have
Yeah.
sloped off to find the intro. And I was chatting to a girl called Jenny, and I didn't catch her name, so I've only found out she's called Jenny because someone tagged her in a picture, you know,
Right.
talking about books and stuff on the first day. And but it's hard, isn't it? When it's gone too long, the conversation's gone too long for you to then go, "Sorry, what's your name?"
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was fun. And on the second day, yeah, the second day when the conference started, I was rough, obviously, but I behaved myself. I didn't need to get sent home this
No,
time,
you
which was
didn't. But you were still the last one standing. I left you.
I was
They,
I was literally the last one standing, waiting for my Uber. Everyone had gone, hadn't they? Even
yeah,
even the barman had gone from the
yeah,
pub. Uh, yeah, and I woke up next morning, bit rough and just starving, and I went into the first, the opening talk from James, and then there was this person on about craft and stuff, and by 9:45, after watching clips of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and stuff, talking. It was quite a newbie thing. I imagine,
yeah,
for experienced storytellers like ourselves, it was a little bit basic. So I thought, now I'm going for something to eat.
yeah,
And so I missed that the rest of that first one.
yeah. So you
I'm sure
walked
it was
past me
good,
when
but
it was all right. You walked past me when you were leaving, but I don't think you noticed.
no, I
I
just
was like,
needed
look,
food.
I was literally like about 3 seats behind you.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
stayed. I stayed for that one mostly just because I was feeling rough, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here.
yeah. I was just, and there's somewhere that does breakfast literally 2 minutes away, and that was me. And then what was the second one? I can't remember the second one. No, there was a
Oh, was
break
that
then. I went back in after the break.
was that the AI one with Shell Honecker?
Yeah, that was brilliant. Loved that.
That was a really good one. I've actually
How she's
subscribed
saying
to her.
like she's got everything set up and she literally just runs all the business off her phone. That's just
Yeah,
mental.
I've subscribed to her Substack just to go and learn the automations of her.
Yeah, I think I did. I did write it down. I'll get the information. There's quite a lot of information. You're putting it in your notes. All these things that come on the slides and stuff, and you're like, right, yeah, well, I'll check that out, check that out, check that out, and then something else starts, and you're like, yeah, I'll check that bit out, check that bit out, and I'm like looking back at my notes and going, what's that one for? What's that one? I
Yeah,
didn't watch the one where there was 4 or 5 of them on stage. Uh,
I
Stuart
watched
Grant,
that. Yeah, I watched that
yeah,
one. It was Stu Grant. Oh gosh, guy from Publisher Champ. That looked
yeah.
really interesting, actually. Publisher Champ.
Yeah, it
I
does.
don't know if,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm gonna go.
it's
I've
like
got that
the
to check.
the Helper Suite. Who's it that does it now? John Longdon. an author. He did the indie author helper suite or something, and it's the same
Yeah,
thing, isn't it? It's like a platform where everything comes in. Uh, but yeah, that publisher chant does look pretty good.
yeah. What were the other two? There was two, because there was Stuart Grant talking about websites.
Yeah,
There was a guy talking about publisher channel. There was two others, and my brain has completely blanked them. Um,
yeah, and then
but a lot of the talks were more aimed at the beginner.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, which is good. But I went for the whole thing and chatted to authors. Like I knew I'd know most of it anyway.
yeah. I mean, I was sort of dipping in and out of the. I mean, it was the afternoon that I was more interested in anyway.
Yeah,
Uh, Zach's TikTok one and the direct selling were like the main focal points that I knew I was going to sit in.
yeah.
Yeah,
I missed the direct selling, but apparently it was really good. But he's the
yeah, it
guy that
was.
does scare. He does scare mail, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah. But I'm looking forward to when it comes out, when the digital ticket comes out, because it's just uploaded. If you've been there, it's uploaded onto your account. I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to going back and actually properly watching them.
yeah, yeah. And you can take the notes you want.
Yeah. Met Adrian Cousins, just that I've known him for years online, and I was in the middle of reading his first book because I've just never got around to it, and he nipped out. He was one of the yellow shirts, the helpers of the conference, and I grabbed him, and yeah, we spent about an hour just chatting shit, and that was great. And then everyone was going for dinner. I just had my breakfast, so I just went and got a beer and then sat down with a couple of authors. One of them I was chatting to at the pub the night before, and then another one was a complete newbie who was just on his 85th draft of his first book, to make sure it's good. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I was chatting to them at dinner time and got stopped a few times, which was nice again. Got quite a few people was also said like they recognised me from TikTok, which is nice.
Oh, that's
Uh,
cool. Yeah.
and then they were asking me about TikTok, and I'm like, no, I'm not the one.
Still learning.
I yeah, still learning. I mean, there's a few things that I could answer, but I was always going, go and find Adam Beswick.
Yeah.
Poor guy, probably gets inundated with people, asking really basic questions, and he spends all his time going, yeah, just do that, just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the, I caught Zach Diamanti, is that his name?
His was good.
He
Yeah.
did the TikTok thing, and he ran out of time, so he just went through all
Yeah.
the well, I was after his. I came out and got a beer. Obviously, it was boiling, and he was just walking out then because he was too hot. And I chatted to him for about 40 minutes. He's like, "Oh, I ran out of time." I'm like, "The reason you ran out of time is because you spent 15 minutes talking about
Talking
Star
about Shrek.
Trek,
Yeah.
just so you could have the payoff as." We've got air conditioning in America. You can come and you can help. You can get air conditioning if you like. We're allies. That's why he ran out of time. But he was great. He was a really good guy. And training the algorithm and stuff for TikTok, I'm gonna have a go at that. But it's hard not just watching things that come up.
Yeah. I've purposely made a TikTok now that's just for my stuff. So if I see something I know I want to pause and watch, I can go and search it.
Yeah. And how's your TikTok shot going? Is it started yet or?
No, I say guys. He
No.
said we've only been back since Thursday, and
Yeah.
it's just kind of recovery. So I was like, right, Monday I'm like gonna get my sort of sit down, do all my plans of what I want to do, and yeah. I always think on these conferences, I think when you get to a certain level, you learn more from the conversations than the actual conference itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when I went out to
Uh,
get some breakfast, about 9:45 or whatever it was, Adam was out in the foyer bit. I'm like, "Ah, you alright, mate?" And he's like, "I can't concentrate." I'm like, "It's because you're still pissed." And he's like, "Nah, just..." He's on the phone because his father-in-law had messed something up at the office, so he had to talk him through it. And he's just like, "Yeah,
right.
you've written a few books, you sort of know how to do craft, or you should do
Yeah.
after writing a few books."
they're still good and there's still tips.
Yeah, she was a good presenter. It was just I wasn't interested. I was sort of in my head. I was
Yeah.
going, I know, I know.
When I was in Vegas, she did a really good talk on direct selling.
Right.
Yeah. Which you can probably look up, it'd be on YouTube.
Yeah, I will do. I will do. So yeah, it is for network. I hate that word networking because it seems so corporate and shit.
It's
But
chatting.
chatting, talking shit with other authors, talking shit with other people who make up shit. Yeah.
Yep.
So you just sort of hang. I didn't see you during the conference. Were you just always in on the? Because I was doing a lot of wandering around the foyer and going grabbing a beer with someone and
Uh, some of it I was on, I went and jumped on the Vinci stand a couple of times
right.
just to help out because obviously I was a part of Vinci as well. And I was around in the foyer. I was just chatting to people, but
Yeah.
um, I missed I missed the direct selling one because I was out in the foyer speaking to Tony Lee and Steve Aitchison.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah,
And
it's good that direct.
yeah,
So
and
I'm definitely going to go back and. I think I missed the first few minutes, but
yeah,
yeah, that's sort of like what I'm because I've had like a taste with TikTok Shop. I mean, when I got
yeah,
back that day, I had two sales ping up, one for a 3 book bundle and one for book one, and I realised shit,
yeah.
I've got no more book one left. So TikTok Shop's shut now unless they want to get one of the other books. So I've had to just do massive order more of, but like 4 times more of book one than the
Nice.
others.
But that's what you want, though, isn't it?
Well, no, I should have known. And yeah, but direct selling's like I think the next step for that.
Yeah. Mine was I was chatting to Steve in the pub on the Tuesday,
Yeah,
and he was talking about how many words I write, and then versus how much I've got published. And I was like, I really need to just focus and finish. So
yeah,
I spent this weekend. After that, I was like, and then I was talking to him about his plan. So I don't know if you've seen his TikTok where he's got
yeah.
13 plan things, publications over 13 months. And I was like, I write fast and I could get that much publications out. I'm like, I need to really sort my shit out. I am my own problem.
No, but
So
just remember, I mean, because I looked at his books and stuff, and they're all about 200 Amazon pages, which
yeah,
going
it's about
off one of
50.
my shorter books, it's about 30,000 the novellas, aren't they, that he writes?
Yeah,
I think he even
look,
says that on his
short
videos.
novels, I think. Yeah, but I think they're around 45,000,
Yeah,
so they come in as short novels.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, this month I've written 93,000 words, and it's
yeah.
like, and I have
That's
finished something, but
yeah, that's two Witches of Scotland. That
yeah, and
yeah,
so instead I need to. Well, I made a plan this weekend of the order I'm going to do things and stop myself jumping from project to project and just moving like 10 projects along.
yeah. I mean, I don't know where I heard it, but it was years and years ago that a novel should be 100,000 words, and that's always stuck with me. And whenever I start a novel now, even though, I've got ones that are 70,000, ones that are 80, ones that are 130, it's always my mind to head for 100,000. And if the pizza, I mean, my shortest one is Escorting Eric, and that's 58,000, I think,
Yeah,
words, and the rest are more towards 90,000. That's usually the sweet spot. But then I think, well, why? Why am I doing them this? Because I'm just sort of hardwired to be aiming for that. But it takes a lot
yeah,
longer, which is great for page reads
yeah,
afterwards. But before, it just does take longer. That's, I mean,
yeah,
Steve Higgs, he also writes novellas, basically.
yeah,
They're usually about 200 his urban fantasy ones are, so it's just kind of I guess your storytelling, the length of your stories are going to be. So make them shorter and
well, you
you'll
see,
publish loads.
Yeah, maybe they're right and we're wrong because we both write the 100,000 words book and they both write the 50,000 word books, and they're the ones with the 6, 7 figure author careers
because they're putting out loads.
because they're putting out loads. Yeah,
Yeah. So everyone no, but I would never write one of these ladlit, but because I've read rom-coms and stuff, and they are usually about 85,000
yeah,
words, and also it just irks me. Like, so this is 50,000 words, and it just feels
yeah,
dead little and shit. That is, I mean, it doesn't look any fucking bigger actually on the camera, but is 90,000 words, and it's just a book in my mind, kind of thing. I don't know.
yeah.
What do you think?
It's like this. I don't know if you can see the size of it. That is huge, but it's like 110,000 words.
Yeah, that could have been 3 books. What are you doing? Missed a trick there. That
Yeah,
could
I
have been a
know.
trilogy.
Cut it down.
Fucking hell. I guess, so if you get someone, if you write shorter books and you get someone that jumps on the first one, loves it, right, it's finished now, I'm going to get the next one and the next one, because you've put out so many, it's just quicker read through. And then you sort of make up your page reads because your production's a lot quicker, I mean, Steve
Yeah.
Aitchison said that he's releasing 13 this year. Is
14,
it?
yeah. But then I think
Yeah.
because they're smaller, the readers will read them faster, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're happy to go to the next book. I don't know about you as a reader. If I read a huge book that's
You're knackered.
150,000 words, yeah, you're knackered, aren't you? Whereas if I read 3 50,000 word books,
Yeah.
I'd feel more accomplished, even though I've read the same amount of words. Have you heard of the author H.M. Wade or something? Oh my God.
No.
Ward, H.M. Ward, that's it,
Right.
H.M. Ward. She wrote the Pharaoh series,
Right.
92 books,
Yeah.
92 books in one series, and they're all about 40 to 50,000 word books, and people burn through them because you
Yeah.
can, in the same amount of time, eat up 3 books.
I was just thinking then, like, if you thought of it like TV habits, right? If you had 130,000 word novel, which is your 3 hour long film, you're not watching a film afterwards. But if
Yeah,
you had 45-minute Netflix episodes, so it's more episodic, that a word, it is now,
yeah,
uh, you'll do 6 hours. So you've just
yeah,
watched double of what you would have watched if you watched that film, And I think it's that sort of mentality. It's the binge
yeah,
thing, isn't it?
yeah. So I think they're onto something with the smaller books because it's like you've said, it's binge worthy.
Yeah. I mean, my Millionaire series is smaller, but the novellas really they're like 30,000 words, and I'm going to
Yeah,
continue doing them about 30,000 words. So that I guess that will be me dipping my toe in. And also, you've done 90,000, you've got a trilogy, and then it's a lot easier to then rapid release. And then while you're rapid
yeah,
releasing 1, 2, 3 in your little trilogy, you'd be 10 books. They're not. They're just little things. You could like Steve said, he's writing one a month, and he said it on his TikToks.
yeah,
It's a lot easier to write 1,000 words a day, which is one of these books a month, basically. Call it 30,000 words, and
yeah.
then redo. So yeah, it's
And I suppose it's also easier to manage the plot when you've got half the size of the story.
yeah, exactly. So who was? I met someone, and he does. I was just at the bar on the second day, upstairs at the bar that they'd hired out for us, the balcony bar that
Yeah,
you couldn't fucking smoke on because it's not outside enough. But anyway, that's something else. But I was stood at that bar getting a drink, and I just started chatting to this guy, and he writes the Infinity engines, series, which I love. I thought he was traditionally published. Mark, I can't remember his
Right.
second name, uh, but he's just dead famous to me. And I was chatting to him
Right.
for ages. Yeah, that was really nice. And me also being a time travel writer, we could chat a bit. Although everyone kept
Yeah.
you and Tony kept introducing me as a rom-com writer.
I just introduced you as Rob. I
Yeah,
don't think I said what you wrote.
I remember on the first night I was introduced as a rom-com writer, and these two American girls just kind of went, put like the nose up. You write rom-com. Who reads it? And I just said, people like you. That's the only little bit of judgy snobbery I had, thankfully. Do you ever find any judgy snobbery at these things?
Um, kind of. I think people, if they don't know your face, they always assume you're a beginner, which I suppose isn't a bad
Yeah,
thing. But then they treat you like a beginner,
yeah. Just like,
and
oh,
as soon
bless
as
you.
yeah, and it's really fun. So I try not to do it to beginners because I know it feels stupid and crap. And they'll be
Yeah,
like, "And what do you publish?" Like your mum asking you, and I'm like, "Well,
yeah,
I've done 50 odd books," and then you can see that their brain changes,
yeah. Straight
and
away.
it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, I don't really had the snobbery in that sense. More just being treated like a newbie, and it teaching me not to treat newbies like newbies.
No, I love newbies. I was when I was talking on at lunchtime during the conference. I was chatting with a guy. I think he'd done 3 thrillers, and I was chatting to him the night before, and I was having a beer, and I was stood with him and this guy who's on draft 85 or whatever of the first book, and I was saying to this the newbie that he's the reason I like to go to conferences because that excitement, and the fire
Yeah,
in the belly, it's the first book and stuff, and that rubs off, and you sort of remember why you do it a little bit, you do it because you love
yeah.
writing, but after a few, it does kind of lose its
When you bog down in all the marketing and the business side of it, you can forget the spark part.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Sorry, this is very rude. Me checking my phone while we're recording. Have you got this TikTok seller app on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. It, so
Yeah.
you get a notification. You think, yeah, your sale, and it's just TikTok sellers going, oh, this is a new opportunity for you. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna edit that. That was really really boring.
I keep getting messages off TikTok Shop and it says stock needed, so I get excited and it's like, no, it's just telling me to add more stock to my already stock there.
Oh right, okay. How many books have you got on there now?
I want to shove. There's only a couple of titles. I need to properly sit down and do it and then put them all on. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's just been time, and now I'm back from the conference and I'm in business mode, and I'm in the. We've got 6 months now of the year, and I don't have shit going on. Touch wood,
yeah.
so I can
You
focus.
are
Hopefully,
you looking forward to Ireland next year?
yes, yeah. Are you? Because I've been, but you've
Yes.
not.
I am. Yeah, it's because it's going to be. Yeah, it's like no one will be able to escape me. They're stuck with me. It's
No,
going to be
and it's
great.
it's less people as well. Yeah, but it's
Right.
less people, which I think makes it better because you're not so there's not so many people to jump around.
Yeah, a bit more intimate. So go on. What's your plan of action from going there? Stuff you're taking back, apart from just chatting with authors and getting drunk with them. What sort of like what have you taken back that you're going to implement in your author business?
So it's if I've given myself a proper publishing timetable of an order, and I have told myself I cannot jump to new books. Like,
Are you
this is what
stealing
I
that
need
off
to
Steve
do.
Aitchison?
Yeah, like I can write quick, but it doesn't count for anything if I'm writing quickly across multiple projects. So I've
Yeah,
just finished that book on author conferences, which I'm
yeah,
going to put out, but I'm gonna put it free for our listeners, so they can get
yeah.
it from us. Um, and then I've got a six. It's always been planned that it's going to be 6 books, and I've written 3 of the books. And then because I've jumped around, my readers have been waiting ages. So I'm like, my next project is I'm going to get those 3 books out, and now they are only 50,000 word books.
Right.
So I should be able to get those out in a couple of months if I stop jumping around, and that would complete the series.
Yeah. So you're gonna kind of cut off all your other projects and just concentrate on those three.
Yeah. So I've sat down this weekend, and I'm like, I made a plan basically. I'm like, we're doing so all my other projects are still there and they've not gone, but it's just
Yeah,
like it's this one and then this one. Yeah. I
yeah,
also need to pick up my YouTube channel because with just being chaos, I've not been on there either.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna.
So
My,
yeah.
my biggest take home was meeting authors. Obviously, that's great. But like stuff I'm gonna implement into my business is Shopify store. That direct selling one. I
Yeah.
mean, I've followed Adam, and I sort of get it. I've followed him from day one, and I'm always interested in his progression because he's got this Midas touch. A lot of hard work, but you don't see that. You just see the
No.
what happens because of all that hard work. Uh, yeah, I think and I enjoy stocking, although not very well. Doing it from having all those books and the signed copies and stuff. So I think I'd like a bit more on that, not just on TikTok, but my own direct selling. And one thing that stuck with me was the fact that if you've got your own store, although it's a bit of a ball ache setting it all up and all the back end and stuff, you've got all their information. It's not just they're on an email list. You've literally got all their information, and so someone if someone's buys a 3 book bundle of the first 3 books, you know that you can then send out emails about the second lot. And it's really
Yeah.
targeted selling that they should buy from you again. So it's a bit of a closer to you're just closer to the customer, and I really like to get into that definitely. And then yeah, it's my millionaire stuff and Kickstarter. There wasn't anything on Kickstarter this
Yeah.
year at the conference, unfortunately.
No. No. One of the
But
things I was thinking of doing was a Kickstarter, but later in the year with another series when I get to it. Um, because I was listening to Zach doing his TikTok thing. I
yeah,
had this idea because I've got this witchy series that are just short books, and it's cozy paranormal fantasy. And I was
right,
like, I don't know whether to start a TikTok just for them books, but do it the way Zach had said. You know how he'd followed loads of people for like 2 weeks
yeah,
before he made a post, and then do that. But then what I was thinking is if I started a Kickstarter for it, but a Kickstarter with a really, really long lead time, and then my
yeah,
TikTok is just to generate people to follow the Kickstarter,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
when the books are
Well, it's both. It works
written,
both
launch
ways,
it.
then, doesn't it? Yeah,
Yeah. So I thought that's a plan, but that is going to be after I've finished these bloody books that I need to sort.
yeah. I think I mean, I was talking to Zach about Kickstarters because he's run Kickstarters. So he gave me a few little tips because I said I've got the notification page up, but I'm not doing anything. I'm trying to get my book 6 out, and then that's good until Christmas kind of thing, and then I can concentrate on this
Yeah.
Kickstarter. And he said that like it's just because I said, have you got any tips for like the marketing towards Kickstarter? Because it seems like you have to bring your people to the page, and he just said TikTok. That's what I did.
Yeah.
In fact, he had such a long lead time before the Kickstarter started. He got Projects You Love while it was still in pre-launch page, and that just
Yeah.
yeah, it just exploded it. So then, obviously, as soon as he did launch a campaign. It was Projects You Love Again, and it was just that visibility. So I've taken
Yeah,
home
yeah,
some of those ideas. Bit of like his ideas for the marketing and Steve Aitchison's ideas for the length of the books kind of merged, although I'd already had them
yeah.
written. So I'm quite excited about the Kickstarter now. It'll probably do fuck
Yeah.
all, but at the moment I'm really
But
excited about it.
I'm only going to put mine as a low Kickstarter because I'm just to get it out there really.
Yeah,
But then I'm also of the mind of, is there a point where it's too low? Because like if I see a book that's up for sale for 99 cents on Amazon, my
yeah,
brain instantly goes, "That's a shit book," and it doesn't mean
yeah.
it is. But that's what my brain does. So I was wondering, I wonder if there's a Kickstarter. You know, if you start at the bottom, do people go, "Well, it's shit" because you only want 250?
Well, I don't know because I mean, if you fly past it, then you know you have to search.
Yeah,
I think for how much the pledge amount wanted is, but it just has that percentage wise. So if
yeah,
people see like 1,000% over because it's so low, that might
yeah.
attract them too. I think for my millionaire series, it's £1,000. I've always done
Mm,
500 quid because I've never really, done anything. But people who are reading these books now are interested in this next series, so I just kind of churn along until I'm right, I've got enough people on that list. 'Cause I want at least 100 people on the pre-launch
yeah,
list, and then I'll think about launching maybe.
yeah.
Who
I
knows?
tell you what, I did take. I tell you what, I did take from the conference was that panel with the websites. Looking into moving my website over to Wix because when he was talking about it, I was like, it just sounds so much easier than my
Yeah,
host I use at the minute.
yeah.
And then I
And
might
then you've got
actually do
someone,
something with
and
my
then
website.
yeah, move it over. Then you'd have to move your domain name over, wouldn't you? Unless you're not bothered
Yeah.
about changing that. Is everything connected to your domain
No,
name? I guess.
I'd want to move my domain name because I've managed to get it
Yeah,
for my author name. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm all right at Wix as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna. That's on my task list for this week is to look at moving my sites over to Wix, and then I can actually do
It's
something
a
with them.
shame that because I really like your website at the moment. It's really simple.
But
It's like one page, no messing about. Don't have to click anywhere. It's great.
apart apart from off.
Yeah. What is it? www.rachelmorton.com.
Or yeah, authorrachelmorton.com.
Authorrachelmorton.com. So if anyone wants to go
Yeah,
and
it's just
check
the
it,
whole.
you
It's an
see what I
amazing
mean?
website.
No nonsense. No, no
You know
frills and
what?
shit.
I'm just gonna go right on it. Merry Christmas.
Thanks. That's not the first time today I've heard it, actually. Oh, do you want to talk about Christmas, actually, since I got that email off your husband yesterday?
Yeah, yeah,
Go on.
yeah. It wasn't like were you there when we were having the discussion? Because I was saying like when you're in a normal job, you have Christmas parties, don't you? And we don't.
Yeah.
So it's the idea of let's have a staff party with all the writers
Yeah.
and just
So
have a
a
Christmas
mini
party.
meet up, a mini gathering. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had a look into the Slug and Lettuce, and they've said we can kind of reserve the room, and it's like a buffet style thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So we're calling on Northern writers or anywhere else if you want to travel a
any
bit.
writers, yeah,
Come, come and join us for our Christmas party in Manchester.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's at the
Mm,
the Slug and Lettuce. I'll put it up in the group, and I think I'll put like an interest form up because it works out about £25 a person for the food.
yeah. Okay. Is that us hosting it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, Tony will, but he's just the most naturalist. He just grabs people, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We won't have to do
Yeah.
that much.
We'll have to get a
Tony will
banner.
be.
I would say get a banner made, but we'd have to carry it around Manchester, so that'd be
Yeah, fuck
annoying.
that. As soon as you said banner, then I'm like, nah.
I'd get you a
That's just gonna
t-shirt.
be. Yeah, t-shirts maybe.
Yeah. Tony says you can leave it in the bar, pick it up the next day. A banner.
Banner. If you told him that he's going to be the belle of the ball hosting it while we just get
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah. We could just get some that's printed and hang it, and then we can bin that when we're finished.
Yeah. I get my kids to do it.
I've been handed this.
Do you know what? I was gonna have one.
That is one. That's one you bought him, and he put it in his pocket.
And he's just emptied his pockets now.
Yeah.
Hey, ice cold from the fridge.
He spent 2 days going, what the fuck is that? And he's just now realised that it was a can. How warm is it, Tony?
Yeah. No, it's been in fridge. It's cold.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah. So, next step is Ireland. I believe they're half full now. I saw a post the other day. They're 50% done.
Nice.
How many people go there? How many? What's the maximum capacity?
Is it about 150?
Where?
Ireland.
They've already sold more tickets than people who were there last year,
Yeah.
and I think they're talking of capping it somewhere between 200 and 230.
Yeah, I think there was only about 100 there last year,
Right.
and they've sold more than that so far this year. But she's talking about capping it at 200.
200.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I need to go and book my hotel rooms for either side. You'll probably have the same problem because they don't fly every single day from Manchester to Shannon.
Where did you fly from? From Manchester?
Yeah, because last
thing
year
is as well,
it was
though,
no-
it's around St Paddy's Day, so it's
Yeah.
they must bump it up.
It wasn't,
You know.
wasn't too bad, to be honest. We flew out the Monday and came back the Friday. I can't remember how much the flights were there, but they weren't expensive. But we had luggage with that. How much were the flights?
240.
Yeah, it was 240 with luggage.
Right.
Wasn't too bad.
I mean, I know they do trains every day to Shannon, and I might just do that. I might just go Dublin and then train.
Yeah. No,
So-
it doesn't. The train doesn't go to Shannon. It only goes to Limerick.
They're close
we
by
looked at
though, aren't they?
Limerick's about an hour. Is it an hour? No, I
Is
don't
it an
know.
hour
but
away?
the train, I don't. Yeah, I'm sure because we looked at it, and the train only goes to Limerick.
Oh right, okay. So what did you
Yeah.
do then? So you've got the hotel. How many days have you got the hotel for? I imagine it's just the duration of the conference.
So as part of the conference, you've got it for 2 days, but
Yeah.
we booked either side of it last year, or this
Oh
year.
right, okay. Yeah.
Did we come on Thursday or go on to Friday?
Went on Friday.
Friday, yeah, we did Monday to Friday.
Right.
But don't forget that 240s for 2 of us, and there was a £60 each baggage charge on that because we took a.
Yeah. See, I just have my rucksack. You know.
Yeah, so if you take off, so the flight then was £120 for 2 of us, so 60
Oh
quid
yeah.
per person. So it was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
and then-
Looking forward to drinking in the only pub in the village, or the hotel pub even.
Yeah.
But it shuts at 10:30, does it?
Yeah, well, last year we went to a bar that was in the main town bit. When I say main town bit, it was like a street. It was
Yeah.
like, and then we all just went back to the hotel then. But yeah, it shut about 10:30, 11 o'clock, the bar.
Yeah.
Which is actually good because you've got to be up early the next day. So
Yeah, I guess so. Ireland's actually putting you to bed whether you like it or not.
yeah, and it works out because you've got to get up the next day, and it's
Yeah.
more days. Yeah, and there's lots of drinking because they know people get there on the Monday, so you're drinking Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. So to do
Yeah.
that till 2 o'clock in the morning every night is so. For the fact it shuts at 11 o'clock, it works out okay.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Look at me, worried about drinking. Fuck's sake. Not asking who the speakers are and stuff. Just worried about what time the pub shuts.
Yeah. We should be clear, it's an authors conference, not an alcoholics conference.
Yeah. Alcoholics convention with a bit of talking about writing in it.
Books, yeah.
Yeah, I want to convince a few of our authors to go that
Yeah.
didn't go to the conference because I think it'd be really good fun. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
reaching out to them saying you should go.
I know there was a couple
Yeah.
on Facebook and said they were too shy to go to the SPS, and I'm like, just come and I will literally meet you and then you could just
Yeah.
stand with me, it's fine.
Well, when I was talking to Adrian Cousins, he's obviously time travel, so it's a very niche area, so you know all the
Yeah.
other time travel authors. So he knows our friend of the show, Jason
Yeah.
Ayres, whatever. So the mates,
Yeah.
and I think Adrian's gonna kind of like gonna try and get him to come as well to Ireland. And Jason, when you listen to this, just pop a message and let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the thing with Ireland is because you're staying in the hotel, if you do get overwhelmed or whatever, you can just go back to your hotel room.
yeah, just chill out, do a bit of writing, watch a bit of TV. Yeah. Whereas London, you're just there, aren't you? I mean, I think I spent 10 hours, 11 hours at the most in my hotel room because you just want to get out, don't you? But
You're
'cause
already
it's
in there to sleep.
yeah, because it's over a longer time and you're there all day. It's a bit of like a
Yeah.
murder mystery scene, isn't it? Like everyone's
Yeah.
stuck in a because there's not to do. There's just one little town, isn't there? It's just
Yeah.
right. You're now answering me with just yes. So
It's
time to
just
fuck
it's
off,
because
innit?
there's a delay. No, it was a delay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking out. Right. See you later, Rachel. We've done 50 minutes. That's enough, innit?
Bye, Rob.
Everyone who didn't come, see you in Ireland, and see you next week.
See you next week.